Hey, hello everybody. If you're doing this discussion, that means you're almost at the end of this week. Congratulations, you've done this work. A lot of good reading, a lot of good information. I hope you're enjoying the process with this. And be sure to check out the videos that I posted on the heirs of Rome. That kind of gives more context of what's going on here and how Rome, the Roman Empire, doesn't really end. Yet it remorphs and turns into something new. And that's overwhelmingly, in large part, Byzantium. The Byzantine Empire, where Constantine moves his capital from Rome to his new place eastward so he could protect the main holdings of the empire, and that's his city, Constantinople. Now later, that changes its name in 1453 when it falls and becomes something new altogether. But that's beyond our class. Now, what I would like you to do is in this chapters and in this information is looking at Byzantium, Germanic society, Scandinavian society, and Rus as different civilizations that really take off and grow and do something new after the fall of, well, the changing of the Roman Empire, let's say. We won't say it would fall and decline. We won't go that direction with Gibbon and others. We will say it morphed into something new because it does. It morphs into Byzantium and it starts to take shape as something new in Western Europe later on. So we're going to look at three different important aspects of it: the political structure, the culture, and identity. And please highlight some of those political structures, culture, and identities that come out with Byzantium, Germanic society, the Scandinavian society, and Rus. And look at all of them in those contexts. So just a brief paragraph on each, make it easier for us to read by, just doing the same sort of format of here, AB3, A, B, C, and D, and feel free to do political structures, culture, identity, whatever it takes to chat about this a little bit, some important parts. So then the second question of that is, what did these new states that emerged have in common, if anything? So after you look at all these, then look at a little bit of a comparison and see if there's anything in common. You can also add to that, if you want, some huge differences, if you'd like to, if that makes it easier too. If maybe there's nothing in common that you can see, but you can see some very glaring differences. Now that's fine too. But do a little paragraph on those commonalities or differences. And then the third one, really looking at a selective part, the beginning part. We're just the beginning part of chapter 13, right when you see changes in Europe happening. And if you see my video, I talk about Europe as kind of being the rest of the world looking at Western Europe as a bunch of sort of, well, to put it in lightly, kind of a bunch of good old boys, if you will. They are the hillbillies of the world, if you will. Now, and you'll see in my video that I talk about that. That doesn't necessarily mean that the stereotype is real of a hillbilly even today. But that's what people thought of them. They were illiterate. They didn't have much to offer the world. They kind of stuck to themselves. They didn't really go far. Not much urbanization. That all kind of collapsed. All those things is what Europe is wrongly characterized as the Dark Ages. That's gone away because we do know that it's not dark. There's a lot of stuff happening. In fact, there's a lot of writing and there's a lot of culture that's forming, but it changes. Specific time it changes is around the year 1000. And so we're going to look at those aspects where this culture changes, Europe starts to change and starts to go on a rise of urbanization, what's called serialization, that's an important term here, and other aspects, other benefits of medieval society, European medieval society, that starts to change around this time. So if you could look at three examples that characterize medieval culture around 1000 and how it starts to change and how it starts to morph. That'll be an interesting thing, and that will really kick off if you're going to take the next world history class, whether it's with me or whoever. This is a major parts of the class of where things start to take off, where Europe starts to change. If you take Western civilization, this is where Europe starts to take off and become a Western culture, is right after this year 1000. So this is a good point to kind of look at. And then this is what starts for Europe to be able to clash, because in 1066 they're going to start this new direction of the creation of the Crusades and clashing with the culture we're going to look at next week of Islam. But this is a big one, and I want you to put a lot of work into this one, because it is going to be worth a whole whopping 25 points. That's right, you've heard it right, 25 points. So this is alone is going to be about a page, and then another page for these other two. So a lot of information here, and it's going to take you a little bit longer to read your teammates' discussions. But these are also designed to help you with the exam in a couple weeks. So as you'll see next week, the exam's going to be posted. All that, there's actually a video already posted on there that'll come available to show you what to expect for the writing parts of the exam. But this information is all to kind of assist you as well on looking at the exam at the end. So again, 20 points is going to be for your whole post, and that 5 points is going to be for reading others and discussing others. Just kind of maybe seeing what's good and what's maybe people missed, or however you want to go about that. But it's going to be a longer one. It's going to be double the size, so I figured get a little more than double the points for this one. This could really help your grade. Some of you that maybe missed some discussions in the past, you can really get some more points here by putting a lot of work into it. Putting a lot of work in what's Byzantium culture, Germanic society, again, Scandinavian society, in short, Vikings, and the Rus society, what's happening there. So a lot of good stuff. Put it in here. We're getting to the end of the class, so let's rock this discussion, and then we have one next week and your exam. So right on, we're getting to it. Let me know if you have questions, comments, or concerns as always. And I'm looking forward to reading these ones. Have a great rest of your week. Good luck. Bye-bye.